WhisperKOOL is the leading manufacturer of refrigeration systems designed for one purpose: to maintain the optimal temperature and humidity levels needed for aging fine wines. In this video, we'll be covering all aspects associated with installing our split systems. This is composed of the tools needed to successfully install and charge the system, guidelines outlined in the split system tech manual, evaporator prep and installation, installation of the condensing unit, refrigerant piping procedures and line set sizing chart, pressure testing procedure, evacuation procedures, charging procedures, and importance of superheat and TXV adjustment. The tools needed are a vacuum pump, oxygen acetylene torch, 1/4 inch service wrench, cordless drill, micron gauge, manifold gauge set approved for 134A, charging scale, nitrogen tank with regulator, and other common refrigeration tools. Review the split system tech manual prior to starting the installation process. This manual will provide you with all the information needed to successfully install the system. Once the tech manual has been reviewed, you are ready to begin the installation process. Make sure to inspect the product for damages prior to starting. Place the evaporator unit on a workbench and begin the prepping process. Dry fit the copper extensions provided with the unit. Plug in the evaporator unit to energize the solenoid valve. This will open the solenoid valve and allow nitrogen to flow during the brazing process. Here at WhisperKOOL, our split systems operate on a pump down cycle. This is different than traditional air conditioners because there's no wiring between the evaporator unit and condensing unit. The way this is accomplished is the thermostat opens and closes the solenoid valve that is located in the liquid line. When the thermostat is satisfied, the solenoid valve will close, stopping the liquid refrigerant flow to the TXV. The compressor will continue to operate until most of the refrigerant in the low side boils off and is pumped through the compressor into the condenser coil and receiver. As the suction pressure falls below the pressure control setting, the compressor will cycle off. Most of the refrigerant is now stored in the condenser and receiver. As the suction pressure rises, the low pressure switch closes and starts the compressor. Wrap the refrigerant lines with a wet rag. This will prevent the possibility of overheating other components within the system during the brazing process. Be sure to purge nitrogen through the refrigerant lines during the brazing process. This will prevent oxidation inside of the lines. Without nitrogen flowing through the refrigerant lines, copper oxide will occur. Copper oxide is very abrasive and will cause premature wear on the compressor. Perform a visual inspection and a nitrogen pressure test prior to mounting the evaporator. This will ensure there are no leaks to prevent unnecessary work later in the process. Reinstall the rubber caps to prevent non-condensables such as dirt, wood shavings, insulation, and other debris from entering the tubing. Non-condensables cause increased run times, lower efficiency, and reduce the life expectancy of the system. Measure and cut a piece of drain line that will be long enough to extend through the wall. Using the barbed coupling provided, install the piece of tubing coming out of the back of the unit. Now unplug the unit. In accordance with the split system tech manual, locate an area for the evaporator unit to be installed. Mount the unit no less than 6 inches from the ceiling and no further than 18 inches below the ceiling. It must have at least 3 feet in front of the unit to allow for proper airflow. This concludes part 1 of the split system installation video. Click on one of the links to view part 2 or part 3 of the video.